My name's Bob, and I've been involved with the credit industry for almost a decade now. And I'm involved with 2 online communities where I've noticed that there's a ton of people who need help repairing their credit. And if you search for credit repair online, you'll get dozens of options, companies and services that claim to repair your credit for you. But if you're watching this video, it's because you know that you never need a credit repair company. Or you can take my word for it. I'm going to explain everything in this video. Those companies are a ripoff, they're a waste of money. So I'm going to play a quick disclaimer. I recorded it yesterday before I explain why. I'm not an attorney, nor am I certified to provide legal advice. I don't want anyone assuming that anything I say is legal or financial advice. This is just a topic that I'm passionate about. All of the information I provide is publicly available. Mainly, I believe in paying your debts off. If you owe someone or a company or an institution money, it should be paid as long as it's a valid debt. Now that that's done, the reason you should never use a credit repair company is because in general, they're expensive, unqualified, dishonest. They take advantage of people who are desperate and don't understand how the credit and collection industries work. Most importantly, those services are never guaranteed. I'm going to explain exactly what these companies do and how you can do it yourself, and it's going to be free. It shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes total to do this. If you want to get technical, it will cost you 3 stamps because you need to send 1 letter out 3 times. But I'm going to promise you right now that if you watch this video from beginning to end, you'll understand how credit reporting works. You'll understand how to improve your credit score. You can start today and have better credit literally in 45 days. There's no such thing as an instant fix, because the dispute process that you're going to follow, which is the exact same one that the credit repair services use. I'm not even gonna say the exact same one. It's better than what the credit repair services use, but it's the same general idea. It requires a 30-day window for creditors to validate debts. So when you dispute a debt, the creditor gets a chance to validate it, and that's a 30-day window. So when you take that into account, as well as the time that it takes to send a letter to the credit bureau, and then for the credit bureaus to send a letter back to you while communicating with the creditors, I think it's fair to say 45 days. And if you're using a service like Credit Karma, you might see your score go up in a matter of 2 to 3 weeks depending on circumstances, but 45 days is the window that I'm going to give you, and I think it's a fair window. What I do guarantee though is that it's the fastest method available. First, I'm going to explain everything that you need to know about credit reporting. I'm going to explain how your credit report is broken down, as well as how your credit score is calculated. I'm going to explain how the credit bureaus work and make sure that you understand everything that you need to know about your credit. Not only to dispute errors and fix your score right away, but to maintain and improve your credit score for the rest of your life. If you don't care about understanding, then you can go ahead and skip ahead in the video. I'll put an annotation in here in a minute so that you can skip right to the dispute process. But personally, I think it's irresponsible to dispute your credit or to try to use this method to raise your credit score without at least understanding what you're doing first. Not to mention, it's just a good thing to understand. Credit is very important, and it's going to matter your entire life. You're never at a point where it's too late to fix. I'm also going to call a credit repair service, and I'm going to break down exactly what they do. I'm going to ask them about their services, and I'm going to translate what they say into something that you can understand and do yourself. The FCRA, or Fair Credit Reporting Act, is a federal law that regulates how your information is used in respect to credit reporting, and this law gives you, which is the consumer, the freedom to question, dispute, or request documents or verify information for that matter on your credit report. You can get access to what information is affecting your credit score and make sure that it's legitimate. The important part of the FCRA is that the credit bureaus are required by law to verify any information upon your request. It must be removed from your credit report if they can't provide proper validation from the creditor. This is the reason that you can easily repair your credit. It's because of that particular section of the FCRA. That's actually what created a market for credit repair services. This was put into place because if a lender is going to deny you credit, you have the right to make sure that their decision is based off of accurate information. It's not uncommon for the credit bureaus to make mistakes from time to time on your credit report, especially if you have a family member or somebody who lives in the same city as you with the same name. So it's always a good idea to check your credit report regularly. Once a year, you can request a free copy of each of your 3 credit reports from annualcreditreport.com. That's annualcreditreport.com. It's the only website, as far as I know, it's the only website that you get a copy of each of your 3 credit reports for free. It does that by taking your information and then forwarding you to the actual credit bureau's website so that you can get a first-hand account of what your credit report says directly from the credit bureaus. If it ends up asking you for a credit card number, that's not the website you want to be on. That means that you clicked on an advertisement at some point or another that took you in the wrong direction, because annualcreditreport.com will never ask for your credit card number, at least to obtain your 3 free yearly reports. A credit score is a number generally ranging from 300 to 850. The higher this number is, the more likely lenders and creditors are to give you a loan or provide you with a line of credit, as well as they'll give you lower interest rates with a higher credit score. Your credit report is the source from which the credit bureaus get the information they need to calculate your credit score. Your credit score is an after product of your credit report. So to increase your credit score, all you need to do is improve how your credit report looks. That's much easier than you probably think it is. 650 is considered to be the magic number where lenders will begin to provide you with unsecured credit. Under 650, you may be able to be approved for high interest or subprime credit, but the minimum acceptable score that a creditor will approve you with varies. 650 is a general point of reference for where you can start getting approved for unsecured credit. If you're close to that cutoff point, if you're right around the 650, then creditors or underwriting may review your credit report and try to make a determination based off of your credit history and what your report looks like in order to decide if you qualify or not. Your credit score is calculated using an algorithm. It's well understood but not publicly available. Just to be clear, your credit score is available to you and lenders, but the proprietary algorithms that each credit bureau uses to calculate your credit score is not. Different lenders and creditors use different credit bureaus, whether it's for pulling a hard inquiry to see if you qualify for credit or reporting your account history to the credit bureaus. That's why your TransUnion report might not be identical to your Experian or your Equifax report or score. In general, and this depends on the state that you live in as well as what type of credit you have and have had in the past, but in general, your credit report is going to contain 7 to 10 years worth of data. So look at your state's laws and figure out what the statute of limitations are for each type of account that you have. Your credit report and credit score are broken down into 6 categories: open credit utilization, payment history, derogatory marks, age of credit history, total accounts, and hard inquiries. So I'm going to go through each one of these one by one and explain what they mean and what factors go into it. Open credit utilization is how much available credit you have versus how much of that you're using. The impact for open credit utilization is going to be high impact. It's very important. And it's measured in a percentage. So again, that's the amount of credit used out of the total amount of credit that you have available to your name. So if you have a $1,000 credit line and $300 of that has been used or spent, that's a 30% utilization. It's based only on active credit lines. You want to aim for under 30%, but under 10% is considered to be best. The next part is payment history. Payment history is another high impact factor. It's very important, just like open credit utilization. It is measured in a percentage, just like the open credit utilization is. It's the amount of on-time payments out of the total amount of payments that have been due. So if you have had 100 payments that have been due, whether it's one credit card over 100 months, or if it's 2 credit cards over 50 months, 100 payments have been due. Now, if you've made 2 late payments, that means that you're going to have a 98% payment history. This is based on all of your credit lines, whether they're open or closed. Anything under 100% is going to hurt your score. 99% is acceptable. 98% is manageable, 97% or under is bad. Once this number is lower than you would like for it to be, it definitely takes some time or some work to get this number back up to a reasonable percentage. And this is why it's important that you always make your minimum payment or contact the creditor or agency directly, request a forbearance or a deferment with some sort of agreement that they're not going to report a delinquency or missed payments to the credit bureaus. A lot of times the agencies or the creditors can work this out with you. You let them know that you're a student or you're not working, you need a forbearance or you need a deferment, and they can sometimes give you up to a year where they don't expect you to make a payment and they won't report it to the credit bureaus, but make sure you get them to agree to that. A forbearance or a deferment is a forbearance or a deferment is a last resort. It's not something that you want to ask for. It's something that you ask for only if you can't make the minimum payment every month, at the very least. Next is derogatory marks. This is high impact and it's important. It consists of bankruptcies, foreclosures, accounts and collections, tax liens, civil judgments. It consists of bankruptcies, foreclosures, accounts and collections, which is a big one and we'll cover that in a minute, tax liens, civil judgments, and it's measured in total amount as a single number. It's measured in total amount as a single number of each mark added together. For example, 1 bankruptcy and 2 accounts and collections is 3 derogatory marks. 0 is best, 4 or more is the worst. Next is the age of credit history. This has a medium impact, which makes it fairly important. It's referring to open accounts only. This doesn't include closed accounts. It's measured in time, average time, such as X years and X amount of months. So 1 8-year-old credit card and 2 1-year-old loans would average out to be 3 years and 4 months. So if that's what you had as your age of credit history, 1 8-year-old credit card and 2 1-year-old loans, your age of credit history would be 3 years and 4 months. 9 or more years is best, 2 to 6 years is average but not ideal, and under 2 years is the worst. But again, it's medium impact, so other things are more important than this. If you only have 1 or 2 accounts, it's not the end of the world because it's just medium impact. Next would be total accounts, and this is low impact. It's slightly important. Not very important, just slightly important. It's measured in total amount as a single number, and this includes open and closed accounts. 21 or more is the best, 11 to 20 is good, 6 to 10 is okay, and 5 or less is considered bad. Now this might sound like a lot, but throughout the course of your lifetime you're going to accumulate more accounts than you realize, especially if you're seeking credit or you're looking to improve your credit score. Once your credit score starts to get good, you start to get more offers in the mail, you start to get approved for more things that you want, and you start to open up more trade lines without even realizing it. The last factor is hard inquiries. This also is low impact, and I consider it to be slightly important. You obtain hard inquiries by applying for credit. This would be credit cards or retail credit lines, an auto loan, which can actually result in several inquiries, especially if you're shopping around for the lowest APR or if you already have a low credit score and it's difficult to get you approved. A mortgage or home equity line of credit, which again can result in several inquiries if you're shopping around or if you're just trying to get approved with a low credit score. Personal loans and consolidation loans. Some utilities will pull your credit report and that will be a hard inquiry, but that's not all utility companies. It generally only refers to internet or cable services that allow you the service for a month before the bill is due. Some business services requiring personal guarantees, such as payment processing, a business loan, or certain types of insurance. These are things that will affect your credit and they will require hard inquiries. You do not receive a hard inquiry when you check your own credit. using a website like annualcreditreport.com or using creditkarma.com. You can check Credit Karma every single day. It's never going to give you a hard inquiry. It's never going to negatively impact your credit score. If an employer checks your credit, that's not going to be a hard inquiry. If a collection agency checks your credit, that's not going to be a hard inquiry. So in general, think of it like this. If you're looking to obtain more credit, that's going to be a hard inquiry. If you're looking into your credit, or if someone else is looking into it for a reason outside of trying to give you a line of credit, it's not going to result in a hard inquiry. And again, hard inquiries are not that important. They're very low impact. Now, going back to what I said about the FCRA being the reason that you can quickly and easily improve your credit score, and how this is what credit repair services do, it's really simple. You obtain all 3 of your credit reports. Don't pay for them because they're available for free. If you've already gotten your free reports from the annualcreditreport.com website, the next best method is Credit Karma. Credit Karma is 100% free. They'll give you your free credit scores and reports for TransUnion and Equifax. Credit Karma can be checked for free every single day, and it's updated weekly. This is very easy to use. It's free because credit card companies and lenders advertise through them. They'll let you know what types of credit cards that you can apply for based on your credit score, and what the probability is that you'll get approved for any specific credit card that you want to apply for, a line of credit, or whatever it is that you're interested in. Going back to what I said earlier about the FCRA being the reason you can quickly and easily improve your credit score, and how it opened up this door for these credit repair services to do business, the thing is that it's very simple, and this is all you have to do. I've broken it down into 3 steps. So step 1 is obtain all 3 copies of your credit report. One from Experian, one from Equifax, and one from TransUnion. Step 2, make sure that you take note of every factor that is hurting your credit. Whether it's accounts and collections, derogatory marks, late or missed payments, just take note of that with great detail. Make sure you keep note of the creditor, the collection agency if it's with a collection agency, the account type, the account number, the amount due, the account open or charge off date, whatever it is that's listed as the date on that account. If any of that information isn't listed on your credit report, that's fine, but the more information that you provide, the easier you're going to make it for the credit bureau to verify the dispute. So again, the information you're going to want is accounts and collections, all of your late or missed payments, all of your derogatory marks, and all of your hard inquiries. Make sure you have explicit details for each one of those. And I'm going to show you an example. This is what it's going to look like once you've compiled this information. So obviously these are made up company or creditor names, but account and collections. This at the top, this would be a credit card. It has the name of the creditor, the type of account that it is, the name of the agency handling the account, the account number, the alleged amount due, and the date that it was charged off. As you can see, reason for dispute. I believe this account is invalid or contains incorrect information. Please validate this account in its entirety or remove this entry from my credit report immediately. Next, you list another credit card. This one says American Distress. Account type, credit card. Agency. Account number. Alleged amount due. Date charged off. Reason for dispute, it's the same as the first one. I believe this account is invalid or contains incorrect information. Please validate the account in its entirety or remove this entry from my credit report immediately. Late payments, this refers to a fictitious student loan. It shows that there's late payments on the account from December 2013 to March 2014, and you'll see this in your credit report listed as a grid. It'll be a grid showing how long you've had the account and which payments were late or missed, if any. Reason for dispute, I believe this account is invalid or contains incorrect information regarding late payments. This account was placed in forbearance to avoid late payments being reported. Please validate this account in its entirety or remove this entry from my credit report immediately. Derogatory marks. This shows as if you had a state tax lien, an account number, a date, a reason for the dispute. As you can see, the date here is 2009. That would be past the statute of limitations. Reason for dispute. I believe that the account is invalid or contains outdated information. Please validate this account in its entirety or remove this account and or remove this entry from my credit report immediately. Hard inquiries. U Auto Financial Group. Date January 1st, 2015. Reason for dispute. This entity did not have authorization or grounds to check or initiate for a hard inquiry. I guess I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but please provide validation that above listed entities had authorization to initiate a hard inquiry or remove this inquiry immediately. So as you can see, you're going to want to list the accounts and collections, late payments, derogatory marks, and hard inquiries. The other thing that you're going to need is a cover sheet. You're going to want to draw up a document that looks like this. It's going to be essentially the same thing as a cover fax would be. Today's date, from, and then it has your name, your address, your social security number, your date of birth, and your phone number. 2, you're going to want to list all 3 of these, but not on the same piece of paper. Not all on the same cover letter. So on the first one, you're going to put TransUnion. On the second one, you're going to put Equifax. On the third one, you're going to put Experian. And these addresses right here are the addresses that you send your disputes into. I'll also include this information in the description below the video. I put a statement at the bottom of here. Upon recent review of my credit report, I have noticed several inaccuracies. Please see the following page for a list of items which require validation or removal from my credit report within 30 days. Thank you in advance. So when you send this out, you're going to have a cover letter, which is going to contain one of these 3 addresses on each of the 3 letters. First one will be TransUnion, second one will be Equifax, third one will be Experian. On the envelope, this is what you're going to list as the address for each one of these entities that you're going to send a dispute into. Again, that will be listed in the description below. Page 2 is going to be all of the negative items on your credit report listed with explicit detail and then disputed. In the description of this video, I'm going to provide you a link for a template that you can use to dispute your credit. It's going to look similar to what I drew up there in that example document. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be similar and it will get the job done just as easily. When you retain the services of a credit repair agency, what they do is they look at your credit reports, they make note of all of the delinquencies that you have on your credit report, and they send in a dispute letter just like the one I showed you to each of the 3 credit bureaus disputing every negative entry on each of your credit reports. What they usually do is they drag it out over a long period of time and they charge you a monthly rate so that you're paying a minimum of a few $100s to do this. When in reality, you can click the link underneath this video, find the template for that letter, draw the letter up yourself with the free credit reports that you get from annualcreditreport.com, or you can just get it from Credit Karma. The information is going to be similar no matter where you get it from. So dispute everything on your credit report. There's no harm to doing this because what you're saying in that dispute, you're saying, I believe or I have reason to believe that some of this information may not be accurate. Please validate this information with the creditor. And in accordance with the FCRA or the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you have the right to do that. Once you send that letter in to the credit bureaus, they are required by law to ask for validation from the creditors or collection agencies that are placing these negative marks on your credit report. The collection agencies, the creditor, or whoever is reporting anything negative to the credit bureaus on your report, they have 30 days to respond with a validation letter. The validation letter will have the account number, it will have proof of the account, it will explain any late payments. The validation letter that's sent back to the credit bureaus to validate a debt that you dispute needs to be very comprehensive. It needs to have exact specifics about the account. Now, the reason that this works more often than not is because not a lot of creditors and not a lot of collection agencies have these documents readily available to send into the credit bureaus if you dispute it. In fact, more often than not, if you dispute something, it's going to be removed because it's more time consuming for the agency or the creditor to draft up a validation letter and send it into the bureau than it is for them to just write it off and not worry about it anymore. So if you dispute something, worst case scenario is the agency or the creditor validates it, you still owe the debt, but now you know for sure that you owe the debt and it's legitimate and accurate. It's the right amount, the right dates, the right everything. More often than not, this will result in all of the negative items on your credit report that you disputed to be removed from your credit report. If you think back to the items that affect your credit report in a negative way, if you have 3 negative items on your credit report and you get all 3 of those removed, of course your credit report is going to look beautiful and your credit score is going to skyrocket. And that's what you can expect to happen after sending this in. You're going to be sending in 3 letters in 3 envelopes to each of the 3 credit reporting bureaus. And this is the exact same process that these credit repair services provide. But what these credit repair services do is they don't write to the credit bureaus and say, I am with this company, we are representing this customer. That's not what they do. That's what they should do, but it's not what they do. Instead, they just pretend that they're you, they draft up the letters as if they're you, they send it to the credit bureaus pretending to be you, and they drag this out over the course of weeks or months or however long it takes to make sure that they get paid as much money as possible. And they don't guarantee their results. So instead of paying one of those companies $300, now you know what to do. The link is in the description below. All you have to do is find the template, send it to them, you're done. Wait 45 days, watch your credit score go up, it's that simple. Sorry for the weird angle, I just have a little tiny tripod here right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call one of the top search results that I got for just searching credit repair. And it seems like they're a very reputable, I don't even like to say reputable when talking about this kind of company. I don't even know how to say it. They're a popular credit repair company.
Thanks for choosing the most recognized name in the industry. Calls are recorded for quality assurance. My name is. Can I help you?
Hi. I was looking over your website and it said that I could call for a free credit consultation, and I was kind of just wondering what it is that you guys do. Like, do you actually help raise a credit score or anything like that?
Well, if nothing else changes, typically every time a negative item is removed from your credit reports, you'll see your score rise. So that's what we assist you with. Seeking the removal of the items off your credit reports. Sometimes it's not about the score, sometimes it's about the type of items that are on there. You know, when you apply for something that you don't want them to see. Right? These items, when you get a late payment or a collection, they can stay on there for 7 years, even if you pay them off. So like a paid negative item on your credit reports, it has the same effect as a unpaid one.
Okay, so
people, you know, they don't have 7 years to wait, so that's why they contact us, and we contact your creditors that gave you those in all 3 of the credit bureaus and leverage several federal laws that are in your place and in your favor to help you challenge and seek the removal of those.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out if this is the route I want to take or not. My general goal is to clean up my credit report, which hopefully will raise my credit score. And what do? I would have to gather my credit reports and send them in to you guys, and you guys would handle it from there?
No, we actually, that's what my job is to go over your credit reports. We go over all of your negative items to figure out what type of intervention and challenge letters we're going to set up for you. And those go out in 5 days from the day we go over your credit reports.
So you're basically an advisor to me?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
So we do it over the phone with you. If you want to get onto a website and look at what we're looking at, you could do that. Because the whole time we're helping you out, we provide you all 3 of your credit reports. When you log in, you can see those whenever you want and as much as you want, and we keep them updated. So we tell you what's being challenged, what your score is, what's been removed, and let you know all that.
Okay. Alright, so then I guess my next question is, how much does the service cost?
So we go after 30% or up to 6 items a month, and our services are $99.95 per month as long as you need our help. But whenever you start, you don't have to pay that on that day. You pay it 5 days later when we send out your letters.
Okay, so the process
So the way
takes...
it works is,
It takes a few months, if I understand this?
well, it just totally depends on what items you have. Like our members in the past, they've seen an average of 11.6 items removed from their credit reports in 4 months, but results vary, which is a lot of items. I'm not saying that's how many you need. You could still have negative stuff on your credit reports and still have a decent score. So just so you know, depending on the item, collections could cause your score to drop around 100 points. And it varies, but a 30-day late payment can pull your score down by 60 to 110 points.
Okay, so do you draft the letters up, or do you just advise me of how to draft the letters up myself?
No, we do that for you. We do it on your behalf. So
Okay.
we have a working relationship with all 3 of the credit bureaus, and we've been doing this for over 15 years. So
Okay, well...
that's what we specialize.
I didn't realize it was a subscription service. And actually, well, there's one thing. I want to clear this up first because this is the only thing I didn't really like about that. You mentioned that you go after 30% of it per month. Does that mean only less than a third of my credit report will be looked at per month by your company?
Well, you can pick which ones you want to start with. So, like if you want to concentrate on one report, you can do that. If you want to pick some on all 3 of your reports, you can do that as well. So, let's say there's a certain item that's holding you back from getting approved. If you want to start with that the first month, we will. We don't...
I can't even listen to that anymore. That is so stupid. So you're paying them $95, $99, or whatever it is a month. You're paying them $100 a month so that they can look at your credit report, divide all of your delinquencies into 3 sections. Oh, he's calling me back. He's calling me back right now. That's funny. They find all your delinquencies on your credit report and they dispute them for you. But they divide the amount of delinquencies that you have on your report into 3 sections. And then they dispute one of those sections each month. So you're paying $300 for them to dispute items on your credit report, which you can do for free, and it literally will take you 20 minutes. This is what drives me crazy. These companies have such a high profit margin, and it's completely unskilled work. All you have to do is find a template online. I'm going to provide you with all the templates and everything you need, but that's absolutely absurd. $300, and I guarantee you that after that 3 months is up, they keep trying to sell you add-ons. We can get your score even higher. We can get rid of this. We think we can negotiate a better deal on this for you. Just stick around for 1 more month. You end up paying $400, $500, $600 to try to get that perfect credit score, and you keep paying for it because you're seeing your credit score go up a little bit, a little bit, a little bit each month. He's calling me again. That's what really bothers me. So now that I explained everything and explained why you shouldn't be using these types of services, this is how you fix your credit report and fix your credit score. One more thing that I want to say about it is it doesn't matter what your credit report looks like or how low or how high your credit score is. Anybody can do this and it will never hurt you. It will only ever help you. There's no harm in using this method. If you like this video or you found anything that I provided in here to be helpful, feel free to like and subscribe. I'm very passionate about credit and collections and things like that. Over the years, I've spent a lot of time working on my own personal credit score, and I've learned a lot in the process. I plan on making plenty more videos about owning a small business, different types of investments, credit. I might make a better video about how to repair your credit. I wanted to animate this originally, but that would have been way too time consuming. So if you liked anything that I did or this helped you out, again, feel free to subscribe, like the video, share it, and I hope this helps. Comment below and let me know if this helped you out. If you have any questions or want me to specify anything, I will respond to every single comment. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this useful. Good luck with your disputes, and I can't wait to hear that this worked for you too.